So Apple have very recently released their brand new 14 series iPhones. So this includes the iPhone 14, the 14 Plus, the 14 Pro, and the 14 Pro Max. Now, as fantastic as these phones are, there are a couple of reasons why I decided not to upgrade this year and stick with the iPhone 13 Pro. So with the 14 and the 14 Pro, what you're getting is a couple of brand new features. One of them, the most noticeable, being the introduction of the dynamic island. Now this basically replaces the notch as an interactive kind of notch module, which changes and adapts based on different things that are happening on the phone. So if you're playing Spotify or any sort of music app, so with this, the dynamic island will expand to, for example, display that you're playing music. Or if you're in a navigation mode on maps, dynamic island will expand to display that you're navigating somewhere. So it has those cool interactive features. The next upgrade is with the cameras. The front-facing camera now apparently has autofocus, and the back camera has been upgraded to a 48 megapixel sensor. Now, as always, I'm not going to go into the deep specs of these, just an overview of what's new. Full disclaimer, the reasons I didn't upgrade are completely personal, so they make sense to me, but they might not make sense to you. If they don't make sense to you, drop a comment down below. I'd be more than happy to explain further. Now, the first reason I didn't upgrade is more to do with the design. Now, with the iPhone 12 and 13 Pros, I love the design of these phones. The matte finish on the back, the glossy sides. I really liked the Sierra blue color of the 13 Pro, and it sounds silly, but it was one of the big factors that made me switch to this phone. With the 14 Pro, none of the colors really attract me. The design pretty much looks very similar aside from the disappearance of the notch and introduction of the dynamic island. Next up is the features. There just aren't enough new features, or the new features that have been introduced just aren't significant enough for me to warrant a change either. The dynamic island is cool. It's a really cool feature. It's interesting, it's interactive. Yeah, it adds a little bit of freshness to the iPhones. But is it enough for me to want to change what I've already got here? With iOS 16, pretty much 99% of the features that come in the iOS 14 are available here, aside from what's available with the notch. Maybe if I had the 12 Pro, that would be more of a reason for me to upgrade. But even then, I just didn't see the need. Now, though the 48 megapixel camera on the 14 Pro and the Pro Max looks amazing, and I've seen reviews about it and what it's capable of, yes, it's fantastic, but the quality it produces isn't something I haven't seen with other phones. For example, Samsung phones for a while have had 108 megapixel cameras since I think the Galaxy S20 Ultra, which is a phone I had and used for quite a while, and the quality that produced was amazing. The Galaxy S22 Ultra, which my wife has, I've fiddled around with. The camera is absolutely phenomenal. Now, this isn't a comparison to say that Android camera is better than iPhone cameras or whatever. All I'm saying is that to me, having been an Android user for so many years, what they've done with the camera, as amazing as it is, isn't something significant enough, again, for me to warrant a change. They haven't added any new features which will, for me, change the way I use my phone. Cinematic mode and the ability to film in ProRes was a big change in the 13 series, which is one of the reasons why I got the 13 Pro. But those features are still there in the 14, and I don't think that the quality when taking video, which is one of the main things that I do, isn't massively different. And I don't really use the camera on my phone enough for me to want to get that next upgrade in the phone cameras. Now, the third, or is this the fourth reason? Would this count as the fourth reason? I don't know. The next reason is basically the cost. This thing alone costs about £1,099. The 14 Pro or the Pro Max costs about the same, if not more. For me right now, buying a brand new phone just doesn't make sense. New phones are coming out every year. Now, it really depends on what you're going to be using your phone for. What I use my 13 Pro for, it still works perfectly fine. And though within my group of friends and family, I've been infamous for always buying the newest phone that comes out, this time around, it just doesn't make sense for me to buy the 14 Pro when I've got a good enough phone as it is. It might seem a bit hypocritical to my friends, but that's the way I'm seeing it right now. All in all, I'm actually really happy with the 13 Pro. It's a fantastic phone. I haven't had many issues with it. Yes, switching to iPhone recently has been a big change, and there are a lot of things that I miss about Android phones, but overall, 13 Pro served me well, and I've gotten completely used to it. Right now, I don't really see a need to change. If you guys have other reasons why you'd stick with the phone you've already got, then put them in the comments below. Or if you completely disagree with me, also put it in the comments below. If you want to see similar videos like this about tech, gear, phones, cameras, whatever it is, then make sure you hit one of the links on the screen right now. Until next time, guys, this is Kai24 signing out.